It's going?
Yeah.
And do the clap.
Oh.
That's a thick ass clap. Look at that.
Beautiful.
You want to introduce
Yeah.
us?
Alright, so this is the first and maybe only video episode of the sgap podcast. I think we called it Other Animals.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody.
So I'm Daniel, and we'll just pass the mic around and introduce ourselves, say our name, our pronouns, and anything else we want people to know about ourselves. So yeah, I'm Daniel. Discord name is SodaZac. Pronouns are he, they. And I grew up in Hong Kong.
Yep.
I'm Olivia, she demon, she her. I'm from. Do we say where we're from?
You can say whatever you want.
Okay, yeah. Hey dorks, how you doing?
I'm Boby, or Sound Bandit. I'm she, they. I played a set and it went alright because there's a lot of feedback playing through the speakers. But it's all good because I'm with my friends with the sgap cast. And we got a mic per bed. Let's pass it over.
Production value.
What's
Hi
good?
there.
What's good?
So, you guys might know me as Raye Hill or Raye on the sgap server. One thing that you guys may or may not know about me, of course, I'm a horse musician, but I'm also an audio engineer, and that's what people really know me as. I'm very passionate about sgap. Always have been. So.
Hi, my name's Goat. My pronouns are also she, they, and you'll find me in random features in Brony music nobody's heard of.
Straight up.
That's me. What's up?
So true. Welcome, Goat.
I am. It's me, Char. he, they. You can find me in Mackenzie's wall. There's me. And yeah, that's me.
Oh, I think I may have forgot my pronouns. My pronouns are she, her.
Thank you.
Of course.
Well, that is everyone here. Besides the staff that are helping with the production crew in the back.
Production crew.
Shout out to staff.
Shout out
staff and production crew. Thank you for helping us light the room. It's much appreciated.
Yeah.
I gotta say, it's lit.
I guess we're just gonna talk about sgap and what happened at the con.
Yeah, I got a few questions.
Alright. Oh yeah.
I got questions if things die down, but I think we've got loads to talk about. We've been here at TrotCon for 2 days, so there's loads we could go into.
Yes, there is a lot.
I think this is the biggest ever, so great and powerful chat meetup, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, easily.
I think there's 20 plus people here from.
Yeah, it was
that.
just huge. It was ridiculous.
30.
I feel like I've never done any kind of meetup that's that big before.
Yeah.
So this is definitely a new experience, even a very different experience from BronyCon 2019, and that was huge, right? So, of course.
It really feels like almost.
Talking to the mic.
It almost feels like 1/10 of the people at this con are just that people.
No, totally. People were we were in sort of one of the overflow viewing areas or whatever for people who
main stage.
Yeah, it was for the main stage.
It was the overflow for the main stage, and people several people were popping in and being what is going on?
What's going on?
They just saw the huge number of people and were okay, obviously something interesting is happening here.
Yeah.
And people would walk in and then just look around and see is there an explanation for this?
They can't
And then they just left.
They're this couldn't possibly be a ragtag group of friends, right?
It'd be just a bunch of random internet friends who are all watching who are all there because they listen to music videos that have less than 10,000 views or something.
Yeah, to the extent we can reference Brony music that has like really, really like tiny amounts of views, just like, and where everyone actually kind of understands the reference. That's like really magical, because a lot of us have had like profound experiences with these like with the music, not just sgap but like other artists in the fandom.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think one of the craziest feelings is just being a part of and hearing the massive choir of people singing along to these obscure Brony songs, these sgap songs. I mean, Char, you played a great cover of Yellow Horse on guitar.
Thank you.
And just hearing everyone sing along to the chorus was like fucking magical.
Thank you.
It was really amazing.
Yellow horse, won't you show me the way? Hey, 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 hey.
And the whole con so far has kind of been like that. It's just been like a bunch of crazy sgap fans running around and just singing their hearts out.
There's really just been like no low points, you know?
Yeah.
There's been consistently.
Yeah, totally. It's like I don't know if I can make it through, gang.
Yeah, I know.
I'm running on some fumes here.
Yeah.
I was like going so hard. I like spent like, I don't know, like Jesus, it was like 20 hours or something, just like basically continuously like talking to people, just hanging out with people the entire time, and it's just so intense. You know, I mean, it's the con experience overall, but like also like we're internet friends who have been talking every day for like a year and a half or something, you know, or longer with the case of some of you. It's just like bonkers. I don't know.
Earlier, Olivia, you were talking about how we just filled a room and people were thinking about how this was like, is this an event? Like, what's going on? You know, we just played at our Renegade stage, and most of that was us, you know? I feel like it's amazing. You could actually build up an event just seemingly out of a group of friends, a very large one. It's very fun.
How do you guys think this differs from like the vibe that you guys got at like conventions when the show was still going on? Because like right now there's like maybe less people, but it's like way more intimate, you know?
Okay, so I was at BronyCon 2019. That was my first like convention experience, and it was also the last BronyCon. And I would say this as my second convention is very different. Like it's a lot more personal in that, like, I feel like I know half the people here, and whereas over there it was like 12,000 people, and that was amazing just for the sheer like mass of it. But like I said, this is a lot more personal. We've got like 20 people who like I recognize, and that's just amazing.
I don't know.
I was gonna say I have something.
Yo, what's up? Spit it out.
I also went to BronyCon 2019, and yeah, it was just like so crowded, and it's a huge venue, right? It was still just like so crowded. So, but I think the first con I went to was BronyCon, I think 2014 or even maybe 2013. I don't really remember, but I'd say I had this idea. I think me and Fett were talking about this. Is that as the show goes on, as less people show up, like the only people who are showing up are the people who really care. You know what I mean? Not that there's anything wrong with not being super into it, right? But when you go here, it's sort of like more like you have to be pretty into it, right? To be here now, years after the show's ended, right? So I'd say that's like a big difference that I found, like this con from BronyCon 2014, even BronyCon 2019. It's like a lot of people, but this is like a lot of people who really, really are into it, you know. Yeah. So that's how I felt about that.
Yeah, I mean, I also went to like an earlier BronyCon. I went to BronyCon like 2014. I went to Cider 2014 or 2015, something like that, and it's definitely a lot different. But I think you're really right. Like, it's just the hardcore people left, the people who just love ponies because they love to look at ponies. That's like most of the people here. It's just like, I mean, it's the sgap fans and then all those people is what I mean to say. Because we've been taking over the convention center practically, or the hotel. But yeah.
The music scene's definitely been changing too. Like we got here and like definitely not when you see the lineup for people who are playing main stage, it's like a very different group of people and it's like we're not getting the same level of like swarming that we got with like very popular running musicians back in the day and it's like it's really nice to just have a very like low pretension, low barrier to entry space to just like jam together. So
true. So, I have a question, unless you were going to say.
I was going to say, one thing I was telling Char on the way in was that, like, my decision to come here was really last minute, like, planned in 2 weeks ago. And the literal only reason that I came was because of this big meetup. Like, I'm not even here for, like any of the panels or the pony stuff, like, no offense, but like this server that I've been a part of since 2017.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Oh shit.
So 5 years of my life.
Recording.
It stopped somehow?
Oh my god, how?
I don't know. Where did we stop?
We still have the camera up this.
Yeah, that's true. We have camera.
Wait, where did we stop?
That's good.
Let me play.
You wanted to spam
Wild boar animal sounds. Wild boar sounds.
I'll put that there and then just start a new one.
Save it, please save it. I don't want it to be like, oh, the computer died. You know, it's gone.
Okay. I don't think we missed too much. I caught it. Okay.
Always good to have a camera too.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, we're good.
Okay, we're good.
Do it.
Okay.
There you go.
Thank you.
So that was a fat clap.
Yeah. What was I saying?
You weren't here for the
reason
podiums.
I came, I'm not really here for the con. I'm here for the sgap chat meetup. This server that I've been on. It's been a part of my life for 5 years. That I feel like it's like the closest thing to like. I mean, this community is really close to my heart. You know. So yeah, that's the reason I came.
The space is always evolving. People.
So we were planning on doing like a, I mean, people were talking about like, you know, doing, like I was planning on going to TrotCon summer of 2020 or whatever, and then like, you know, the pandemic happened, and so we've really been like waiting on this for a really long time, and it's amazing to actually like be here and for it to have finally like, you know, this dream we've all been collectively dreaming to come true.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
I think a big difference, like what I was mentioning with the difference of like the music scene, it's like the panels that are here, like, you know, as opposed to like Brony Company 19, we're not getting any like main characters or any voices that are like from the show or just like, or any of them super popular, so it's kind of just like pared down a bunch.
We got the voice of that like bug character, so I think that really like there's still some A-list celebrities that like, you know, you're not really like thinking about right now.
Yeah. And we're talking about season 7
whatever.
characters at this point.
Like, I don't know these characters.
I don't know. I don't know it either.
I don't know any of this.
I watched half of season 4.
Yeah.
I'm not a real brony.
No. I'd say you're less of a brony if you watch past that point.
You get the lulls, the peaks and lulls.
Yeah.
That's like the whole part of the adventure of being a brony, right? Like the whole hiatus season, that was painful.
Oh my god, I remember that. Oh god.
I mean, I stopped like right after season 5 started, and I was just like, and then I got back into it, and we watched season 1 in call over a year ago.
Remember that?
Yeah.
We need to get back on that shit.
Yeah, for sure. We need
never
to keep going.
finished it, and we watched the season 2 finale and like stopped again. So I think maybe I'll just start going in calls and streaming pony episodes and like announcing it, and then people can come in if they want, and if they miss it, they can just watch it on their own time or something. Because I feel like if I don't do it that way, then it's just never gonna happen, and years are gonna go by, and people are gonna be like gone in the wind.
So, is this an official announcement?
Yeah. Are there any official
I hope
announcements
so.
in the SGAP chat? Really?
Movie night. You get the poster. That's what makes it official.
Yeah. I have a question for Raye.
Oh.
Unless there's more to say.
That's all
I
I
have a
wanted to
question
say.
too, but I can go after.
Okay, so we were just talking a minute ago about you being in, because I think you've been in the SGAP community the longest out of all of us, right?
I guess that's technically true. yeah, very, very technically true.
Yeah.
It's like,
Well, 2013 you said,
yeah.
and that's like I guess and Boby, right?
I think we all discovered it around the same time.
I got in like later than that.
Really?
Ray's more of an OG.
So yeah, I was curious because you said bring it, talk about it in the thing, was just.
So I think, I mean, like I got into So Great and Powerful, you know, just from listening to the standard model, at a very dark period of my life, and you know, finding a lot of comfort in songs like, especially like On My Own being like one of my favorite songs in the standard model, and I remember like feeling so like attached to music. I would listen to it like every day going back and forth from school, of course. Like we heard that like all weekend, which is like the greatest part about being here with like everyone from the SGAP chat. It's like, yeah, of course, we all listen to this and
On the school bus.
and on the school bus. RT, I was listening to some Bases, or original like OG 2013 albums on the school bus. It's really funny, but I had mostly gotten, oh my god, I'm gonna have to think about this a little bit more because like I don't really have a concise timeline yet, but I remember I was really into pony analysis really early on. I remember there was a couple of pretty big pony analysis people. I remember one was Brody Curious and the other was like Digibro. When we talked about like, well, they would make like certain vlogs talking about like the music that they liked, and because they were a brony at the time, there was like a very large amount of people asking about these more obscure artists. I remember in some type of Digibro blog, them talking about how So Great and Powerful was like their most like listened to artists, and I remember at the same time like being, you know, choosing like SGAP as like my favorite pony musician at the time. And I remember I tried my best to make so many like different rearrangements and remixes of SGAP's work. I remember doing a 40 Wings remix for Digibro's birthday in like 2013 August. Yeah, I remember that.
40 Wings in Baltimore.
Yep.
40 Wings in Baltimore. I'm an OG. Anyways, but then that kind of sprung into a situation where we linked up. We talked a little bit more about how passionate we were about the catalog, and we almost had it was like a forever, like no, we didn't have anyone else to really talk to, and so we kind of started putting together like Skype groups with like everyone who kind of like vaguely appreciated So Great and Powerful's music. This is at this point like even Skype chat.
Yeah.
Skype chat.
The IRC and stuff.
Yeah, I think a couple of people who might have been in there were like Automatic Jack and like Maddie, and I think around the time you may have found a link at some point. I don't know.
Yeah, I only ever joined like the main Skype group. Like that was the first one I joined, and I think I joined like 2016. Although it feels a lot earlier than that because I was in the SGAP earlier than that. And the only reason I joined is because when I was a little tiny Redditor, I typed in r/SGAP and found that there were actually people posting there. And then after posting there for maybe like a bit less than a year, I think. Actually, maybe it was more than that. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, I was not pre Skype chat, Skype groups.
Yeah. Oh god.
That's like OG shit.
It definitely. Oh, what?
Founding, like.
Yeah, I mean, like, it was definitely like. It felt a little bit intrusive and weird to make a fan chat about like a single pony artist at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that kind of is where we originally started to get our like negative, kind of like a negative reputation about the chat. Because we had to bring this up because it is definitely like a part of the history. It was not anymore, but like people were just like really passionate about it, and like especially once he started deleting his music, like people in that chat were starting to get upset. They were trying to archive everything. I like got in contact with some people from the Facebook. So great and powerful admin pages, and they're both in those two admins that manage that page are both in sgap chat today. So
really,
wow,
yeah,
oh,
because we were trying to track down who posted the sgap to Spotify, and like it said like something Tapia, and I was like, this is the same person.
We might need to censor that.
Olivia, you have something to say.
I'm not trying to dox.
Yeah, I mean,
no dox.
I think Olivia's been waiting to say something.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to like sort of talk about qualify my history here or whatever.
Sure.
I wasn't by any means like in the community, but I got in on the ground floor basically. Like, I was there shortly after. I was listening shortly after the release of Pinkie Pie Swear, I think.
Wow.
And so like, it's been, like I've been there every step of the way or whatever, but like I didn't really have anything to share, anybody to share it with basically, until I found the Discord server, and that was like just a really insane thing for me. And I noticed that like the nature of the community changed very great. Like I've seen some Skype logs. I don't really know what they are, like screenshots or something.
Yeah.
And like you people were fucking bonkers.
Even then.
Yeah.
Nothing's really changed.
I mean, I would argue it's like, I don't know, sort of. I have a question to pose to like you two or whatever. It's like what. At some point, like the nature of the community, like the intention of the community must have like changed pretty greatly, from sort of like, I don't even know what you would call that, just like some sort of shit mess, towards actually engendering like a lot of positivity and like progressive. I guess like progressive analysis of sgap's music and stuff, and like being really welcoming of new people, being really inclusive and stuff, instead of like kind of scaring people. I feel like I remember something about like when somebody would join the Skype group, Boby would say something like, "Who the fuck are you?"
Yeah. So let me be clear. That's for the Discord group.
Yeah, that was early
when it first was
Discord,
created.
Right?
So like, it was that bad even while we were on Discord. I think, like, I guess I could talk a bit about it. Like when I was in the Skype groups, for some reason I really wanted to like get admin on the Skype groups. So like I went on like these weird little like adventures to try to like somehow get that to be possible. Eventually, I ended up just making the Discord, so it was fine because like I became the admin of that until I like sabotaged it. Still sorry about that, Kylie. And Violet. Still sorry.
Yeah,
about
that's the whole thing.
But yeah, like when I joined the Skype group, I don't know. I would like join the calls sometimes and just kind of like chill out or whatever. But I remember all this delete sgap shit happening.
Yeah.
Like. While I was very active in it, and I really didn't vibe with the message, so I kind of like as like a fuck you sort of thing, just like memed the shit out of it, and that kind of like laid out the groundwork for like just it being literal like sgap hell back in the days. It was just like a fucking war zone. Like it was on Skype, so there was only like a few admins, and they weren't doing anything.
Yeah.
Like. It was the fucking Wild West. But I don't know, as more people found out that there was a community and as people like continue to, I think things kind of changed around that as people decided that they want to be more active. We like just kind of became more welcoming over time, I think, and just like became a bit nicer. I definitely became a bit nicer and like more welcoming to people, just kind of naturally. I don't know. There's been this like, oh, we got the new footage.
Yeah. No, it's still rolling.
Oh, cool.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that was definitely like the idea of like a pony musician deleting all their stuff and all of that like was still very, very new, and of course like that would spark some level of intrigue that was like not normal for a pony musician at the time. So like I think there was definitely like a culture of like analyzing everything that So Great and Powerful ever did ever in a way to like kind of like decode where is this person from, like what do they study, like how does their life relate to their music, like stuff like that in like the really early chats, to the point where it was like kind of uncomfortable, especially to the point where like, well, I think a lot of us at the time were very young as well, so we didn't really have boundaries. That definitely started to break down further as like, you know, time progressed into the Skype group. Then even in the Skype group, we kind of already knew like, hey, this is like not chill to do. Yeah, and we kind of like swatted it whatever we could, but like keep it done.
Can I ask one question about that? This is what I wanted to ask you initially when I heard about this was, so if you look back in the Reddit, you really see that there's like a lot of people who their names are like sgap lyrics.
Yes.
And like, it's really intensely analytical. And it looks like once you get to around when the whole delete sgap thing happens, it kind of feels like a lot of those people just sort of fell off or left or something. And I was wondering if that's what.
Yeah, kind of.
Right. Yeah. I don't know because I wasn't there, but I was curious about how, because I think there was like this whole sgap community really leading up to the deletion of sgap where it got really intensely like that. Maybe that wasn't how it happened, but that's how it feels looking back on it. I was curious about that whole thing.
I mean, it was a really long time ago, and to me, I guess at the time it wasn't a huge deal. So I guess I don't have the exact details, but I remember like we obsessed about this one image of like about like a Sorceress Girl lyric analysis breakdown, and just like doing that with like everything, and there was definitely a point where like I was like trying my best to archive what I could once I figured out that like some of the stuff was being deleted. I think the Facebook admins were like the catalyst for the first like sgap like archival YouTube channels, which don't get updated very frequently now, and they're way better Brony music archives today. Yeah.
Shout out to David 4G.
Yeah, shout out to David FG4.
Or FG4, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. Daniel wants to speak.
Yeah, okay. I just wanted to say like a little shout out to Olivia and thank you for like making the community. You were talking earlier about how like how the community's changed, like how we used to greet people with aggressively, and I noticed like you are always the one doing the greeting now. Like whenever somebody comes in, you ask them the 4 questions. So thank you for that.
Yeah, you're welcome. I kind of want to talk about that just a little bit.
Ooh, yeah, definitely.
Please do.
Like, I think, I mean, I have like a history with that, and it's that when I joined the server in 2018, like that was my first experience, basically at all, that wasn't like maybe random YouTube comments or, I don't know, the really, really weird Reddit. Super bizarre energy in there, not like a community at all. It's sort of like, I don't even know what to say about it.
Most are just bot posts like on there.
Yeah, it just didn't
God.
feel like the kind of place that people talk to each other. You know, it's like, hey, here's this thing. Great. I don't know. But it was like it was like, holy shit, there's like an entire fucking Discord server here, you know? Like, this is like an artist who I've listened to continuously just as my top played artist since 2011, you know, for 7 years of my life, like a third of my life or whatever. And then immediately I'm greeted with like, hey, here's these 4 questions, you know? Like, let's talk about sgap immediately. Just let's talk about sgap, you know? Let's bring you up to date. And, like, people were just, like, so welcoming and so, like, genuinely wanted to hear what I had to say and, like, what my ideas were and stuff. And, like, that was so impactful. Like, I have like, a huge... I don't know, just a huge spam of swath of messages from that day. But I was just like, oh yeah, let me give my favorites from each one of these categories. You know, and I like this one, and this one's maybe good, but I also, you know, just like going on and on and on and on and on. And like, that was amazing. That was truly amazing. And I think that even if it's possible, even if it's like a difficult thing for our community to do, you know, like even if it takes the level of work of like greeting every new person who joins, you know, that like it's worth it because, you know, what if somebody has that same experience, you know, like what if somebody, whatever. So I sort of like, I don't write every message, you know, I'm like copying and pasting, just like whatever, just like a text block that I have in like my personal Discord server.
So that's the secret.
Yeah,
really.
It makes it easier, obviously, but it's also specifically designed to be personable, you know, and like with every one of them, I'm like updating it to like have the person's name and like maybe like a little bit about them, like briefly checking their Discord profile and saying like, hey, like, I really like your DeviantArt or whatever, like, you know, that's a really cool profile picture. Tell me about that or something, I don't know. But, like, just being, like, talking to the human, you know, like, talking to the person who has joined a community for a really esoteric, like, artist within an esoteric fandom already, and saying, like, you've just done, like, a bizarre fucking thing. Talk about this, you know? We probably have, like, a lot in common. Let's, like, open that dialogue.
Honestly.
Because you could just very well become one of my best friends.
Like you're saying, like, the spark is really just what, like, I think recently we might have, like, lost track of. That's really...
It's a different kind of spark.
Yeah, it is a different kind of spark, but, like, yeah, I hadn't considered that, like, oh, new people are just as ready to explode with excitement as I was when I was, like, doing this in 2013, right? But, and, like, that's part of my problem, because it's, like, you know, we've been talking about it for years. It's, like, I feel like I've said everything I could say, but I'm totally like respectful of like taking the time to, you know, personally like introduce everybody and ask them the questions, and I don't ever want that to go away.
Are we good?
Camera shut off.
Oh. Hey Char.
What's up?
You're on the video.
I'm on the video.
You want to video me?
It's really zoomed in right now. I don't think it picked up the dabs. It just looks like your face is going all... Oh, hey. We good?
Yeah.
Yo.
Into the mic.
Oh, yeah.
Sick.
We're back.
Wow.
I finished my son. So I feel you. I just hadn't heard that perspective before, but I think it's one that I have to keep in mind.
Yeah, I really think that in like a community like this, like grabbing everybody we can, you know, like just grabbing them and just welcoming them with open arms is like really like the key to sort of maintaining what the server is supposed to be. As people who are a collection of people who are obsessed with things that nobody knows about. Just making sure that those other people who are obsessed with the thing understand exactly where we're coming from.
I had a thought, which is like, what do we all have in common? You said earlier, like, we must have something in common because we all did this really weird thing. But what I've noticed is we do have a lot of other things in common other than like being deep into sgap, where the community is a little bit queer, a little bit divergent.
A little bit, for sure.
Just like a tiny little bit, yeah.
We're all deep into internet culture. spend like half our lives online probably.
Yeah.
Like, well, I mean, like, what else can we think of? Like, I've seen like 300 Gex shirts this week.
Yeah. And that's just because I didn't bring mine. And that's just because I didn't bring mine.
Speaking of things that we have in common, it's time for me to take my estrogen.
Straight up.
Hey.
And I had the estrogen I was taking.
I'll touch just momentarily on like the introduction. Like, I don't know how it became like best song, least favorite song, Donut. Like, because it definitely used to be Who the Fuck Are You? And when I was looking back, because I was like thinking about how long the song was Silver, who's here? They're here. Fucking crazy to finally meet them.
This is my first time meeting Sound Bandit. I've known Sound Bandit for so long, and I've never met
I can't believe
them.
that.
I've never met her.
No,
Yeah,
that's
crazy.
Insane.
But yeah, like, when I met Silver, I introduced them and said, "Who the fuck are you?" It's like they somehow stuck around and endured this, like, hazing, what it feels like. I don't know why we used to do that. I really like this new resurgence of the server though, because I've kind of always like been in the voice, just like lurking about, or like just kind of. I've just kind of been a part of the community pretty actively for like 5 years now, and I don't know. This is like a dream come true right now, just having everyone here like from the server, and just like all these people, some that I've known for like 4 or 5 years, some that I've known for like a year, a few months, or like just met them. But I don't know. It's been great, and you should join the server or something.
Yeah, I think we've done a really good job of like promoting this weekend.
Yeah, we keep getting people that join. It's like, where are these people
and
coming
that's the
from?
problem.
Yeah.
We got 4 people this weekend, and it's like, do we send them to all? Do we send those questions to all of them?
Well, you just do the good old, you at 4 people and then you send them the questions.
Yeah,
The classic.
Yeah, that's the classic.
Yeah.
I definitely had something to.
You're good.
Good.
You just cast in.
Oh, Daniel, you had some discussion questions. We don't have to go into this.
Wait, hold on. We got the short mic on the.
Yeah.
Oh.
You got the long mic on the short side and the short mic on the long side. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. We all good.
It's a very hot potato situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, something that we touched on like very briefly is like sort of the ethics. I mean, like the ethics of like diving into someone's life and like whatever.
Yeah.
And obviously, like we don't, like that's like not cool or whatever. But like one could argue that like because of, I mean, and it has been argued, and we have probably had this discussion 10 billion times or whatever.
Yeah.
That like the fact that, I mean, this is. Oh, but just mentioning this is like a huge can of worms or whatever, but like,
Yeah.
the fact that like we've had a delete sgap situation where the artist is like, hey, I don't want you to have my music
Yeah.
or whatever, and then continuing to have it and share it and upload it and like make it public or whatever, like, I mean, like, there's a genuine like, discussion to be had there, with a lot of. It's just a really complex question, and I'm probably going to dive into that a bit. I'm going to write some shit about that and then like talk about it when I do an interview, and some other stuff. I'm just going to write about a bunch of shit and then just say a bunch of shit and then just hang up. That's going to be my podcast.
You're gonna hang up on
I'm just going to hang up.
Something interesting I thought of was, considering the fact that sgap posted the delete sgap announcement on the So Great and Powerful Tumblr, how much of that is part of the art project, Like,
Wait, was it on the So Great and Powerful Tumblr, or was it on Horse Nest? Like, or was?
It was
I mean, well,
Wait, you know?
right? I think it was Hortensis.
I think it was Horse Nest.
are they, is that part of the same project, or?
Who knows?
Exactly.
Right?
Horse Nest was a weird, like, Tumblr. alias that he had.
Was it more of a personal account? Because
I don't know.
Was that where David was posting like some whips and stuff?
Yeah, there was.
He posted some whips.
So Chariot was on Hoarseness originally, and that's why I didn't have any idea that it existed, because then like David FG4 didn't post it to like the page, and then I messaged him on Discord, and he was like, yeah. It's not from the So Great and Powerful account, it's from the Hoarseness account. So that's why I didn't upload it, and that's why nobody archived it.
The annoying thing is that Chariot was on SoGreatandPowerful.com, and he just took it down. I mean, it wasn't listed ever on the public page, but it was hosted there, so you could get the MP3 there, and that's nice. And then he just took it down. What the hell, David FG4?
And at this point, I feel
We love you, David FG4. You have done more for this community than sgap themselves.
Then SGAP.
You're on my phone.
No.
I fucking mean that.
Great.
I mean, I keep losing.
I think we're all really tired. I mean,
I'm exhausted.
It's more that we want to just talk all at the same time. It's hard.
Yeah, but like we have those discussion questions.
Oh, yeah.
But like, you know, maybe after that we can like go to some icebreaker stuff. You know, what's if you had $1 million, what would you buy with it?
Okay.
More CDs to sell to people. I'd use it to make more CDs.
Asked and answered. If you could go to any vacation you wanted, what would it be?
TrotCon 2022.
Yeah, with TrotCon 2022, this is kind of like what I was hoping to get at earlier, was I am almost more upset that like, I don't know, that like there's less of a likelihood that we will have a lot more cons, because like we said, we're getting this. This is the first time where I felt like I really want to see more, and I really don't want the party to end, and I don't want to like. And it's like I never felt that when BronyCon was still happening, when like all the main line conventions are still big, you know.
We can make our own cons.
sgapCon 2022.
SgapCon is SgapCon knows no bounds, and we will whatever.
We'll,
you know.
We'll
it's a love that knows no bounds.
Expand,
etc. etc. SGAP references anybody?
I mean, part of me feels like this is going to be the biggest in-person SGAP fan meetup ever, and that's kind of depressing because I don't know. We have so many people that aren't from America that are here. Mm-hmm. Like we have at least 3 people that are not from the States that flew here and like paid a lot of money for flights. 4 people? We have 4 people. I don't know. It's just yeah, you're right. Yeah. Oh no, it's 5 then. I forgot it. Like Rebane.
Yeah, Rebane.
Toasterless, Violet Raye, and Bagel. Like, and yeah, I mean that's the main reason why I say I don't think it's ever going to be this big again, because it's not the easiest thing in the world to just drop like a lot of money and fly to a different country. But I agree. I want the party to keep going. I want these SGAP meetups to keep happening. I'm gonna keep applying for these brony things.
It's so insane how like right now SGAP Resurgence is like we're hitting a peak in activity in our Discord. And like how is this stopping?
We're in the peak right now.
Earlier, Daniel mentioned. I lost it. Either way, the peak.
This is like the peak of cons, kind of. Oh, not the peak of cons, but like heading back down the peak of SGAP as like a fandom.
Right. Something that was mentioned. Something that was mentioned in the documentary actually was that like, you know, I like some people like don't want a big fandom. You know, like the fact that it's really esoteric, whatever, means that like sort of the quality of the relationships like filter towards the intensity that we have like today or whatever. So that's a really interesting discussion to be had. You know, I feel like, you know, like, do we actually want there to be like what if we had a bigger sgap con 2022 or whatever year it would be, like why would it be bigger? You know, like conceivably, what I would hope personally is that like it would be people who didn't know there was a community discovering it again, and then just having that reignite their passion in the way that like that happened for like most of us or whatever. Yeah, you know, I kind of like don't want us to have like business cards for the server. You know, like I kind of, in a sense, I feel like in some ways like the responsibility of like answering the questions or whatever, just sort of underlines what it means to be in the community, which is like you're into this shit, kind of. I don't know.
I think that really it speaks to. I think you're really speaking to the type of person who like makes up this this little meetup like group that we have. You know, you mentioned the Reddit earlier, and how like most of the people who join the server say that they found it through the Reddit, and I don't think you're really like. There are people that post on the Reddit, but that Reddit gets like one post a week, you know, or less. But like, if you're looking for sgap and you find the Reddit and you find the server, like you're the type of person to really investigate something, and I think that's cool. You know, you're looking for community. I don't know.
Yeah, that was totally my experience. Like, I was like, hey, look, there's a Reddit. You know, like, I've been to the Reddit, like, several times or whatever, and I never read the sidebar of Reddit because the site is just a mess. It's, like, 20 years of bad UX design just wrapped into, like, one of the biggest social media platforms in the world. Websites are bad. But, and then I saw the Discord, and I was like, holy shit, a Discord. You know, and, like, here I am today.
I want to touch on like what Daniel asked about like what else we have in common, because like definitely one thing that I did, and I think a lot of us did when we started listening to sgap's, you know, philosophy riddled music, was like try to decode what those individual lines meant, and like maybe gave us all an interest in like trying to understand some of the appeal of philosophy as like an art form in general, and you know, connecting with the idea of like being really, you know, attached to something, and I think we all care about being genuine, and we all care about people really deeply. I think that could be said about all of us. So I think there really is a lot to be said about like just the qualities in sgap's music. What he values is a lot of the same things that we all value.
You mentioned sort of decoding it or problem solving it. That reminds me, a lot of people in the server are like coders.
Maybe too much.
No, I think there's kind of this like analytical perspective that goes kind of along with this kind of person, you know. I've been very surprised the amount of people here who are into like math or, you know, this kind of stuff, sort of academia in general.
Why did you wave your hand at me?
Oh well.
I mean, I just like the bangers. I can't comment.
Well, you know, math major.
Oh. Wait, I'm not a math major.
Or math degree, right?
I do have a math degree.
Yeah.
I'm not a math major.
Right. But yeah, no, I mean, I think with the philosophy, it kind of lends itself into like academia in general, maybe, more broadly. For some of us.
I talked about that a little bit.
All right.
I kind of hate academia. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I hate academia. But
So one thing I wanted to like observe about like trying to define our community was that it's a bit paradoxical that this is like the biggest sgap meetup. We all talk about like how obscure this fandom is and how small it is, and it being small makes it special in a way, but also this meetup being large also makes it special, so it's a bit, you know, like paradoxical.
Can we touch on the Secret Santa and how insane that was?
Oh my god, that was great.
That was so cool. Shout out to everybody who participated in the Secret Santa, because it was like fucking unbelievable. Like
Mic swap. We get the long mic again. There you go.
Yeah, no, it was unbelievable. It was just like so cool. I mean, there's like I'm gonna keep saying that this weekend was so cool because it was like so cool. You know, everybody who was like here on this weekend is gonna be like, that weekend was so cool. Like it's just like unbelievable, you know, to just be with people from the internet who you've been talking to intensely. I mean, I'm repeating myself. And like the Secret Santa, I mean, it's like a good group activity, you know, like group bonding activity, and it just happens to be one that creates just artifacts in everybody's life that they can use to remember it. You know, conveniently, just an object that we can have forever that will, except in the case of the gift of chocolates, which you know, that's eternal. You remember that forever.
Right.
That kind of stuff.
Yeah, the memory.
It's just so cool. It's just so cool. Thanks for planning the Secret Santa.
You're welcome.
That was like a brilliant call.
Really
Like, holy shit.
Yeah, I kind of fucked up initially. I gave everyone a link, but didn't click on mine, and I went back to the website, and like, I was like, okay, I can click on every single link I sent to everyone and find out which one mine is through process of elimination, or I can delete all of them and start over. And it only fucked up one of them. I mean, I think the only one that got fucked up was Jay was supposed to get a gift for Ashes and accidentally got one for some cereal. I think that was my bad. But yeah, it went well. It was just this big, like, ring of people, this like circle, this mob that, I don't know, it was just absolutely surreal to just be there with everybody and to just see all these like fantastic creations that everyone gave each other.
I really especially loved what Bulk Bogan ended up giving everybody at the end. Like, we all have like a special like TrotCon Nick Smith ornament, which
So you
I
have
am
it
going
on
to
this?
cherish for my whole life.
Do we have that to show off?
And every opportunity to give a gift really was an opportunity to, like, you know, close a page and like the jokes that we've all had, like a kind of like a storybook, you know.
There's one in there.
Yo,
I remember like
show that off. Yo.
yeah,
Boby
Boby.
gift unboxing.
Yeah, this is the gift.
And
So nice.
something that is so cool is, I would say,
a back too. Show the back.
what, like
show the back.
75% of the gifts there were like handmade, like crazy amount of effort. I just, that stuff is so awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I show off my fucking my mathy CDs?
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
You are a huge Matthew. Wait, show them more.
Yeah,
Oswald Axiom.
I'll have to listen to these.
Excellent album.
There's an extra track on my computer for one of those albums.
Oh, sick. Oh, I need to redeem these Bandcamp codes before the episode goes up, I guess. Unless Waffles already did. But yeah, thank you, Waffles, for these nice CDs, these sgap adjacent CDs. No offense, Matthew. Not to call you sgap adjacent.
I got the Kirby.
Yeah, I finally gave Daniel this Kirby. I feel like it's been like over a year since I said I was gonna give this thing to you. Like, I don't know.
Actually, I got something for you right now. Do you want to like open it on camera?
Sure.
Yes.
Raye is behind you.
Oh, okay. In the back.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, let's say it.
We have the bag cameo.
Oh, B-bag.
B-bag.
B-bag. I don't know how to take the gift, but I'll take it.
Oh.
Okay.
This is so nice.
Plastic bag.
The hell is that? Oh, it's Steve Puzzle.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Yo, oh my god, is that a Chow t-shirt?
Yes.
That's dope. I want. Love that.
That's amazing. Thank you so much. Oh my god.
Like you.
Wholesome moments here on SGap
These are like
Podcast.
my favorite things ever. Chows, I think. So this is amazing. Thank you so much, Dad. Oh my god. What the hell? That's so dope.
I hope it fits. I was like,
This
I
will
asked
fit, yeah,
Toast what your
Why'd you ask
My
Toast?
coach
Someone
was-
who's never seen me in
Yeah.
person.
You seem close.
Yeah, right? You just know everything about your life.
Oh my god. Thank you.
So, do we have any more? Do we have like? Do our discussion questions actually? Do we want to actually do those, or do you think we've like filled up enough time or whatever? I mean, I guess that's a question of like the cutting room floor or something like that. But I have some closing remarks that I can give for myself if you want.
We can keep going for like probably another 30 minutes if we have more shit to say. Like,
I'm
that's
kind of
good.
curious what those discussion questions are.
Yeah, I'm
But,
kind of curious too. If there's like one that you think is particularly interesting, you could like just cover some.
I was actually just gonna bring out the discussion questions from the podcast last episode. So like they're just generic questions. But one thing that came up
It's like hide and wait. No, I'm just
ASL.
one thing that actually just came up just now for me was we've got like 3-ish music. Actually, more of us are musicians.
Are any of us not musicians?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's like
I think we're all sort of musically inclined.
Yeah, I think we,
yeah, definitely care.
All of us have made at least a song or sketch of a song.
Listen, you can't join the sgap server without being pressured into making music. I tried for so long.
Yeah, it helps. It's like the biggest chance.
Yeah, now I have like 4 or 5 tracks under my belt. I'm warning you.
I mean, hey, it got you on Hoof Stomp. And
Oh,
we got to do Hoof Stomp. It was sick.
It was absolutely fantastic. Watch the rip if you can find it.
Yeah, so the question is,
The question
is like, why make pony music in 2021 going into 2022?
Ooh.
Because I sold all my CDs.
Right, like,
Because it slaps. Next question.
I have an answer for this. I've been. Is that the whole question?
yeah, that's all.
Oh yeah, I shouldn't record you while I'm talking. I had thought about this. I had this idea that a lot of pony music is kind of like, I kind of view it almost as a protest against capitalism. Because you're, I know. Because you're making something which, well, at least originally, maybe now people make money off of it, like Pilot. Originally,
Yeah, people do.
yeah, originally I think you couldn't really make, it was unfathomable that you would make money off of pony music. Maybe not, maybe it depends.
What about ad revenue?
Well, yeah, that's the thing.
I know, but that's not why you do
They
it.
definitely
I
got
get what you're
paid.
saying.
They definitely got paid.
I would say the reason that I'm interested in it is as a way to give myself, let's say, a creative outlet, right? But also I know that in doing it, I'm only doing it for the purpose of my love for it, let's say, right? There is no other option for me, right? I cannot make pony music, or I wouldn't want to make pony music, for any other reason than that. I really do view it as a, you have something which in my mind is not, you're putting all this effort into something that you have no intention of profiting off of, that you have no intention of building into anything else.
That's so SGAP of you.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean,
Is it?
true.
Oh yeah, that's very true.
Okay.
I mean, it's like what you were saying at the panel, with like the very beginning, people were worried about the copyright strikes from Hasbro, because in 2011, like, people didn't feel like they owned their own pony music. It didn't feel like you could make money off of it because you didn't own it. So like, really the only reason you would make it was for the community. And maybe that's what this is all about. It's about the community and not about like propelling your your own career forward, or trying to make revenue or fame.
I view a lot of what David did as like kind of it's sort of a gift in a way, putting that much effort into something and just releasing it. There's no expectation. It's just a very beautiful thing that just exists. You can now experience,
That's a pretty cool shot, though.
That's good. That's good, Char.
Sorry.
What are you apologizing for?
I promise not to go any. I promise not to do any Char rants.
I was asking for it.
I mean,
The last night was great.
Yeah, I just want to say briefly, like, I wish I knew why I made pony music more. I think the main reason, like the catalyst for me
M-A-N-E.
yeah, the main reason is Tuskar. I mean, because Danny's like, hey, I'm doing this pony music thing where you make it every 2 weeks. And I was like, all right, I guess I can do that. And then I just couldn't stop. So I want to make more like legit pony music. I feel like I'm still like a Pinot musician. You know what I mean? Like, don't read the lyrics on the new album. Like, none of them are about horses. I'm so sorry. I scammed all of you grunts.
I sometimes feel like a Pinot musician too, because like a lot of the stuff that I really like put my energy into was stuff that was like love letters to the fandom, and not really like stories about the show, and like maybe that's not enough for some people.
Yeah, I mean, is it more or less pony like to make lyrics and it's like pony music because you say it is, like, than instrumental pony music? Like, is it more or less pony? I don't know.
I think we really need to start pushing the post-brony angle as a genre. Like, because I feel that. It really feels like collective, and like there is stylistic similarities between a lot of the currently active pony musicians,
Yeah. I agree.
Maybe we should push that. Let's push that.
Post-pony needs to rise up.
Yeah.
Post-pony.
Yeah.
I think the question of defining pony music is a very interesting one, just as an abstract question. And one of my approaches to thinking about it recently was like, it doesn't matter, right? I like, it's Sam Bennett's music, right?
You like my music?
Well, yeah, it's like, it's Sam Bennett's music, right? I like Sam Bennett's music. Pony or not pony, it doesn't really matter. Maybe the pony music place is a good filter for finding kinds of music that you like. But the mentality of being like, oh, this isn't pony enough or whatever, I think that can be like kind of just toxic and like just pointless.
I mean, I agree, and I will say for my stuff that I release under Sound Bandit, it is vastly different than what I would do on my other alias, where I'm making serious songs or whatever. I feel like I can do literally anything, and that's why all my songs are like so crazy. It's because I'm like, no one's gonna care if I have like a 1.5 minute noise outro or anything. They're just gonna either like it or just be like, well, okay, and like they're not gonna think twice about it. So just putting myself in that sort of pony music mentality, like, that is why these songs exist, and they are what they are. It's if I were to just make these songs, like, they wouldn't exist if it weren't for pony, if it weren't for like, this sort of expectation or lack thereof when it comes to this stuff. Not to clown too hard on pony music as a whole, but yeah.
I'll let you speak. I just want to say really quick, would you consider it like a good place for experimentation in that way?
Absolutely. I think there is an endless amount of weird ass underground pony music. Pink and Mina Party has been going strong for so many fucking years, and like all of it is just dope, experimental, like crazy shit.
Shout out Zobi.
Shout out Zobi.
Shout out Super Hooper.
Yes. Shout out Zobi. It's all dope stuff, and people will listen to it, people will appreciate it and see what you're going for, and I think it makes the music a lot more interesting when you just don't set any expectations for yourself. You don't have to care too much about the mixing. You have no offense, like it's I'm walking on thin ice.
And also there's this notion that as opposed to a career, right, if you're doing a career in music, all of a sudden it's like
you have to make all your music a certain way, right?
Absolutely.
When it's like this and that's not the case, I feel that's the point. I view a lot of punny music as, if you look at it, it really what makes it exceptional is the experimentation, right?
Yeah.
The fact that people aren't caring about, I need to tailor this for someone. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and like, I don't know, with all this Sound Bandit stuff, I was very hesitant to do an album. I felt a lot of pressure to do an album, and the only reason why I did it is because I said I was going to do it, really. But I don't like charging money for my stuff. I just put it up on YouTube and SoundCloud and say that's it, because I'm not making it to make money. Like, I'm just making it, like, I guess now it's for the people that listen to it and support me. But initially it's just like, I'm gonna make some fucking weird ass pony shit. Like, I don't know. It's fun. I mean, Dustcar's perfect for that, because it's like, you only get 2 weeks, motherfucker. Good luck. Like, and Dustcar, I mean, I was gonna say you could literally send in anything and like they won't skip it, but I don't know. Maybe I don't get into that. Yeah, that's my pony music. Boby rant, not a Char rant.
Well, there was some Char in there, so.
It was a collaborative effort.
I haven't posted anything, so I feel like not qualified to talk.
I mean, you're qualified in a lot of ways when it comes to music, I'd say. Don't talk down on yourself. I don't know. It's good stuff.
I mean, it's an abstract question. Like, you don't have to. I haven't made pony music in like 1 or 2, but like the question's still on my mind. Like, why pony music? I feel like the answer that I'm getting at is it's more for. I keep saying this. It's more for a community, because you have like a built-in fan base.
Basically. Yeah. I mean, if anything proves that, it's the Sound Bandit shirts, and I'm still in shock at everyone making their own custom. Like, that is just fucking beautiful. Like, it's amazing.
Oh, God.
I really like it.
I kind of wish I got like a picture.
Oh yeah.
About that after, I was like, why didn't I take a group picture with everyone on the shirt?
We're going to. We have to get everybody together and do it.
I think we need to, and I'll just like be on the floor with my face on the ground, like
we could,
in the
like,
front.
We also could just like have everybody send in pictures.
Yeah.
Or do both. Ideally, do both.
Yeah.
Well,
It's like each of the unique designs should be appreciated.
Right.
They're all
together
together once. You can do it again.
A lot of, unfortunately, some people. Well, I'm leaving tomorrow, and I think some other people might be leaving earlier tomorrow. So
I think Aperture's already gone. Like,
Yeah.
he's only here for a little bit.
right.
but-
So yeah, it might be. We might have to do the like you take photos at home, or maybe we could do like one here for whoever's here, and
I
then
mean, the group photo didn't even get everyone in it. That's inevitable, but yeah.
We do a group photo, and then we have people take photos at home, and then we very badly crop them.
exactly.
Yeah, that would be on brand.
Ideally,
That's the Sound Bandit vibe.
And then I posted it on my Twitter and deleted it.
And then we make like, probably like 1 or 2 Sound Bandit shirts in MS Paint, and then put them on like minor celebrities or something.
True. To emphasize the span of this.
Oh, okay. But it just comes back on.
Oh.
It turned off?
Oh.
Yeah.
How long
Should be
ago?
going now.
We've been going for an hour.
Yeah, I'm getting kind of tired. I forgot. I like have a little bit of stuff, a vague idea of some stuff that I like wanted to say, but it's sort of like, I guess, conclusive.
We could begin to try to wrap it up and just give our closing thoughts and stuff.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah.
Closing thoughts
Do you
sounds
have
good.
any more questions, or should I just go ahead and go for that?
That was my main question.
All right.
It's a good question.
Something I've been thinking about a lot and like asking people and like talking to people about is like, what do you think is going to be the thing that everybody remembers from this weekend? And there's certainly like a lot of really good answers to that. Like the gift exchange, my band, the song.
That might be on there.
Yeah, that's up there.
Like very top contenders or whatever. As is this podcast, I guess.
I think for me it has to be Bulk squeezing me so hard when he met me that my back has been hurting the entire weekend. that's gonna stick with me physically, I think,
Shout out to Bulk and his just bizarrely disproportionately chimpanzee strong arms. But anyway, so I've been that's the question that's been on my mind or whatever. But with a lot of good answers that whatever there's just a lot of answers to that, and it's really hard to explore that question or whatever. But I think that's something really memorable about this weekend. Just something sort of, I guess, transcending the specifics of it, is that we have an artist whose work was about connecting ideas and stuff, whatever, the standard model is connecting the different aspects of a character or whatever, sort of that was what it was exploring, themes of characters and etc. And then S2 was connecting characters together within a story or whatever, and you can make connections about the work and stuff, and the analysis that people do, connecting different. I connect my life to the story. Or to the music. I connect my life to the words. I connect whatever. I listen to the lyrics and I think almost there's a story here, connecting meaning and ideas, and the analyzing the lyrics and finding just completely bizarrely just very disparate ideas, and seeing ways that they're related or whatever. And what our community has been is also connecting people and stuff, and this is just a manifestation of that. All of us are here in this building, and we were brought here by connections formed by something a work about connections, a project about making connections and stuff. And I think that sort of meta layer really stands out to me, I guess. I hope that's not too abstract.
No,
that's
perfect. It was really good.
Thank you.
I really vibe with that, yeah.
So I will end my thoughts there. Thank you for listening, I suppose, to me. Thank you for listening to me. Everybody else can do their own thing.
Hi, I guess it's me. I don't know.
It's you now.
I'm at TrotCon, guys. It's been... the word I keep saying is it's been absolutely surreal. Just, hearing everyone, just being in the presence of everyone. Just, I don't know, body language is something that you really miss out on when you are in voice with people. I think, the way that I summed it up when, after I started initially meeting, the first people that were showing up, is that, all we ever do is talk to each other, and the reason why we're all friends is because we talk. And then I met so many people for the first time in person, and it's just I'm just fucking speechless. Are just standing and just being in the presence of other people, and it's just this insane feeling. I've met up with a lot of people online that I've met up in person with a lot of people that I've only known online, so that sort of magic has I've kind of become desensitized to it over the years, just having met up with so many people. But this weekend has really been just absolutely magical so far. Just being in the same room with you guys and just with everyone else is just so wonderful, and I don't know, it's been a lot of fun. Performing was amazing. I don't want to talk too much about that. It was dope having my friends on the stage. Everyone fucking killed it. It was so much fun. Come to next year, everyone, because I'm probably gonna be there next year.
I want to come.
Yeah, everyone should come. You should come. You guys should all come. Please.
They don't get old.
True.
They really just don't get old.
Yeah, just talking with cool ass people is never gonna get old to me. And just being in person with everyone like being in person while you talk with someone is clearly the best option. I feel like, and just being in voice for so long and then finally get to do it is like, it's just living up to all my expectations and more. It's
And
just
there's
been like fantastic.
so much that you like they're not everyone is really geared to like online communication.
Mhm.
Like this weekend I feel like I've got to like know Daniel a lot more. And I think maybe you guys with me as well, because I'm not always in like chat and stuff, but like still I'm like really grateful for like all the time I got to spend with you guys.
You don't like really know somebody until you watch them eat junk food.
So true.
Get the Pringles out of the
You should actually do stand-up. Ironically, if you did stand-up, that'd be incredible.
I'm just saying statements.
Exactly.
You gotta
Yeah. Yeah,
Char's
I
been not
honestly,
talking to the mic the whole time.
Fine.
Sorry,
Shut
calling
up.
you out.
Shout out to Char. We should have him on an interview sometime.
yeah, we really do. We really do.
That'll happen. I want everyone here to be on the interview,
Yeah.
on the podcast, on
But-
their own episode, please.
Like, to be real, like, you know, it is just fucking incredible. Just physically seeing people and having, like, physical friends instead of just internet friends or whatever. You know, instead of instead of, like, send a hug emoji, just, like,
Yeah.
just go for it, you know?
It's falling apart. We have to wrap up quick.
Bring it in. Everybody.
Yeah.
Can we get everyone in for a hug at the end?
This is the warm-up. This is the warm-up to that.
I think so.
At the end.
At the end.
Okay, we
Okay.
have to wrap up. Everything's falling apart.
We're at
When the lights went off.
Thank you, Boby, for letting us do the song with you. Like performing is a drug. I didn't understand that. It's so profound.
Yeah.
I have been contemplating whether or not to do renegade stuff because I was like, everyone's having so much fun, and it's
You
literally
should
just
tomorrow.
like, yes, we are going to. Me and Daniel are probably
Wonderful.
going to do something.
Oh, that's so good.
Okay.
That's so good.
Okay. But like again, I love you all.
Yeah, I feel like when I see all this crazy shit going on, I can't help but feel at least a little responsible because I made the Discord, so it's like, oh god, like everyone is screaming and making animal noises. But you know, it's been great.
What's the name of the podcast again?
Oh, yeah.
Other animal to talk cast. That's what it is.
We are.
Does anyone want to say? Did you want to say some stuff?
Sure.
Close it off. You try as well.
I'll go after.
Okay. Oh wait, you got the.
I just want to say, like, this community, everybody, so great and powerful, it's all just been such a positive force for me creatively. Like, and I think that is the same for a lot of people who join the So Great and Powerful Discord. Like, they join and then just suddenly they're making shit and they're just having a great time and everybody gives them great feedback. Like, it's just so wonderful that a community like this can exist. And I'm very thankful.
Agreed.
I agree completely. And the way I might put it.
Other light.
Oh, okay. I'll wrap this
Is
up.
the phone still on?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just finish on the phone.
Okay. Yeah.
No, the light's just
I think
Oh.
a lot of us. I know you can probably relate to this. Is that well, all of us I think can relate to this notion of like, let's say you grow up, you enter the workforce maybe. There's a lot of noise in the world, you know, and just a lot of like negativity. Let's say. I feel like you end up in this position where very little things can like feel real. I guess to me, I feel that way anyway. And this is one of those things that feels very real to me, you know. And I think that's how I feel about it. I think probably I don't know anything about David, right? Whatever. You know, did the whole delete sgap and stuff. But
I don't think any of us really
not at all
know about David.
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't even say I don't know David. I just know David's work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
most don't have an interest in it.
if there's anything to be proud of, you know, at all in the world, you know, it's just not one of those things. You know, to bring people together and something like this. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, no, that's wonderful. Yeah. It's so true.
So that's where we'll close it.
Yeah, I think that's a great.
We should group hug.
Yes.
Yeah.
Group hug.
So get on the
Sgap.
And you just hard cut it. That's it.